Okay, let's get more on this story from Joe Siracusa, who's a political analyst and the Dean of Global Futures at Curtin University's Faculty of Humanities. Good to have you on, Joe. We heard just a few minutes ago a soundbite from Donald Trump at one of his rallies asking US citizens, were they better off than they were 4 years ago? Well, they will be better off if they get $1 million from Elon Musk. What do you make of that situation?
They certainly would. Look, Elon Musk never ceases to amaze me. You know, this guy comes out of nowhere and has the patent on space transportation, electric cars, and a lot of other things. And he was a Democrat for a number of years after he became an American citizen. And then he threw his weight behind Donald Trump. Donald Trump likes rich people. He thinks they are, by definition, smart. And this campaign, of course, has got a lot of people who aren't particularly smart. Donald Trump has a number of convictions and indictments against him. And they're looking at Musk at some of his dealings, as a matter of fact. And of course, Kamala Harris and her boss, President Biden, are complicit in war crimes. You know, we've got a whole bunch of people who are unusually suspicious this time around. So anyway, Musk decided to put his money to it. And look, for $47 just to sign a petition that you support the First and Second Amendments, that ain't no big deal. And if you win $1 million, because you're in the pool of people who did so, this would entice Americans. Americans like lotteries and like anybody else, as a matter of fact. But look, is it legal? It's just on the edge of things. But in this campaign, Neil, everything is on the edge of things.
Joe, what does Elon Musk get out of this? Why is he doing it?
Well, he will get some kind of cabinet or advisory appointment. As you recall, in 2016, after Donald Trump got in, he produced a cabinet of all these alpha men and women, you know, some of the wealthiest people in the United States, and CEOs and captains of industry. And within 2 years, he fired all of them. So apparently, there can only be one alpha at the table at the end of the day. He and Musk will fall out sooner or later if President Trump is reelected, and President Trump is on track, actually, to be reelected, because I think if you look really closely at Kamala Harris, I think her campaign has kind of gone off the rails, as a matter of fact. But Musk is an opportunist. He's a very wealthy man. He wants to buy his way in. And look, America and American politics, there has always been room for captains of industry, people with a lot of money. They don't stay long, by the way. But keep in mind that in the 1920s, Cal Coolidge liked to remind Americans that America is, that the government is just the business of America, and that's what politics is. And Musk is a businessman, Trump's a businessman, America's a business civilization. This is not a mystery to figure out. I mean, these guys are going after the prize here, and that is how to better themselves and their companies in the future.
If a Russian citizen or a Chinese citizen was to launch attack ads like Kamala Harris has done, or to offer money for votes, as we've just seen from Elon Musk, there would be cries of election interference. Why is it okay for people within America to do the same things but not outside?
Well, you just hit on it, Neil, because they're American. Because they're American, they can't accuse them. I mean, this guy was a South African up until a couple of years ago. You could accuse him of that. No, you're quite right. If this were coming from any other source, it would be disinformation or all kinds of things to be charged against them. But you know, this is a homegrown technique, offering money at the fringes. Keep in mind, your public probably doesn't know this very much, but in America, most of the mayors and governors and people in federal government, they have a great deal of patronage to hand out. That's why American government's been so exciting for everybody, because they could always get a job or keep their jobs. And so, you know, there's been a lot of money around in American politics from day one. That's why people spend $15, $20 million, Neil, to get a job that's worth about $170,000 a year. So you ask yourself, why are they doing that? It's because they got a lot of money they have their hands on.
Jose, follow the money. Great to speak to you, Joe. Joe Siracusa is a Dean at Curtin University's Faculty of Humanities. Thank you so much.
Thank you.